In this video, we're going to be talking about the count functions in Excel. The count function is extremely important when it comes to data manipulation. And in this video, we're going to be going through all of the count functions, and there are 5 in Excel. And these count functions are count, count A, count blank, CountF, and CountFs. We will go through each and every one of them individually, and we will explain what seems to be the differences between them. Yet before we get started, let's have a look at the dataset that I do have here. I have a dataset of participants that is segregated by gender and educational level. Now, let's get started with the basic count function. The count function, what it does is that it calculates the number of cells that contain numeric values in it, but it does not calculate the number of cells that contain text values in it. So let's see how it works. I'm going to be writing my function, which is =count, and then I will highlight the range of values of educational level from D2 to D10. Then I will close the bracket, click enter, and as you can see, we have 9 cells that contain numeric values in it. Now let's see if it's going to be working when it comes to text values. I will rewrite my function as =count, and this time I'm going to be highlighting values within the range of the gender column, and that is from B2 to B10. Close the bracket, click enter, and as you can see, the result is 0. So the count function can only calculate the number of cells that contain only numeric values in it. There is in fact a function in Excel that can calculate the count of cells that contain any values in it, whether that is numeric values or text values. And this function is CountA. So let's see how it works. First, I'm going to be writing my function, which is =CountA, and then I will highlight the gender column because it contains text values in it, because I want to test the CountA on text values. And the range is going to be from B2 to B10. I will close the bracket and click enter. As you can see, the count is 7. But how come it could be 7 when I have highlighted 9 cells? This is because the CountA function does not count blank values. So in order to calculate the blank values, you're going to be using the countBlank function. So I'm going to be writing =blank, and then I will highlight again the gender column, which is the range of B2 to B10, and the result should be 2 because we know exactly how many empty cells we do have. I will click enter, and as you can see, the result is 2, and this is because we have 2 blanks and they are B5 and B6. Now, what if I would love to use the count function based on a condition? To do so, I will be in a need to use the CountF function. But first, I need to identify my objective. So for example, I would love to know how many participants in my dataset that has lower score than 50. Let's see how we can write this function. First, I will write my function, which is CountF, and then I will highlight my range, which is from C2 to C10. I will click on comma, and now I do need to write my condition. Your condition has to be in a quotation mark, and my condition is lower than 50. Now I will close the quotation mark and close the bracket. I will click enter, and as you can see, I only have 3 participants with lower score than 50 in my dataset. Now, what if I would love to use the count function, yet this time I have more than one condition? In this case, I will be in a need to use the CountFS function or CountFS function. So let's see how it works. As agreed, first let's identify what is the objective. So I need to see, for example, how many females in my dataset with a score that is lower than 50 and educational level that is above 15. So let's see how we can calculate this function. So I'm going to be writing my equal sign and then CountFs. First, I need to identify the first range, and the first range is going to be the gender. And the condition is going to be female, because I would love to know how many females with certain scores at certain education level in my dataset. Now I will click on comma and highlight my second range. And in this case, it's going to be scores. And I will write my condition. I would love to know how many with scores that are lower than 50. And then my third criteria is going to be educational level. And I would love to know how many females with education level that is above 15. Now I will close the bracket, click enter, and as you can see, I only have one female in my list with a score that is lower than 50 and an education level that is above 15.